Today, we're going to talk about our 7v7 formation for the spring of 2020. You might remember from previous years that we used to work, or we still do, with two lines of 3 players, that the goal was that when we were going into attack, we would maintain the integrity of the 2 lines such that we would always have 3 players in the field at any point ready to defend. When we lost the ball and we had to come back, the idea was to return with the same shape, to maintaining 3 players in the back line. This year, we're going to do things a little bit different. We're going to start by understanding where different players are going to be positioned when we are attacking. The central midfielder is going to transition. As we go from defense into attack, he's going to transition from a central midfielder to a center forward position. The center back is going to then transition to a central midfielder position. The left back and the right back are going to move a little bit towards the center to cover the space that is not taken care by the central defender when we are going into attack. And then the wings are going to move as wings. So if we look at these movements individually, separately, this is where we want to end at the end of the attacking. When we are deep into the other team's territory, this is where we want to be. We want to be in a situation where we have 4 guys involved in the attack instead of 3, with the central back or central defender now converted into a central midfielder, which is behind the other 3 guys, maintaining kind of the equilibrium of this attacking line and giving support to the wings that may be under pressure, such that if the right wing is under pressure, it may release the ball back to the central defender, and the central defender, now acting as a central midfielder, can then pass the ball one way to the left side, or maybe try to look for the central forward or try to penetrate. Now, when we go back, or let's see first the movement collectively. Everybody is moving, and this is how we end up with our 2 defenders here around the center, not as open as they could be, but around the center, trying to be ready to defend if we lose the ball and the other team is attacking through the center. When we go forward, this is how we go. Again, when we go back, then this is how the collective movement looks like. Okay? And if the other team is pressuring further, then we go deeper into our defense. We want to do something different this year, as we have said, and we want to see how we can do our new, how can we execute our new strategy from the goal. So let's say that the ball has gone out. The goalie is going to kick the ball from the corner, from the right corner of the small area. So the right wing is going to be the receiver, is the player. These are the players of the other team. The right wing has to be placed around here before the goalie kicks the ball. The central midfielder is going to take this position here in the wing to receive the pass from the right wing, the right winger. The left winger is going to move towards the center to occupy the hole that will be left by the central midfielder. The center back or center defense is going to come to this position to give an alternative line of pass to the right wing that is going to receive the ball. And the left back then is going to occupy the center to bridge the gap or to occupy the hole left by the central defender. This is how the collective movement would look like. The right wing goes there, central midfielder goes there, left wing goes center to protect the center. Center back now gives an alternate line of pass for the right winger, and the left back takes the center again. We protect the midline, which is the most dangerous path to go. So once we have players in these positions, now we're going to show them all at the same time. This is the move that everybody makes together at the same time before the goalie can kick the ball. The goalie kicks the ball then to the right wing, and now the right wing has two possible lines of pass. The preferred one on the side to the central midfielder that is going to eventually try to become a central forward, and an alternative line to the center back that is now transitioning into center midfield, keeping in mind that passing the goal to central positions, if this guy is under pressure, is dangerous. So only do it if this guy can freely receive the ball and then start moving it forward. So once we move the ball forward, then there are a number of ways in which we can progress. The central midfielder can pass the ball to the central defender. The central midfielder can move forward and then pass the ball. There are a number of possible ways, and I'm just kind of showing some here as an example. Imagine that the central midfielder decides to run on his side, and then everybody's moving up and showing the movements individually, but all these movements happen collectively at the same time. And at a certain point in time, the central midfielder is going to leave the ball, preferentially to the central back or to the right wing, and he's going to go to occupy central forward positions. Everybody else is moving up, and this is how we are supposed to end up in our attack, where we have our two defenders guarding the center, ready to defend if we lose the ball and there's a fast break. The center back now is acting as a central midfielder, providing support to the wings and to the central forward. And in this way, we can have 4 players involved in the attack, with the central player here, the central back converted to central midfielder, providing equilibrium. Let's see now everybody's movement together again before receiving the ball, after receiving the ball, passing preferentially on the wing to the central midfielder, then moving forward. At a certain point in time, we keep on passing the ball. Central midfielder adopts a center forward position, and this is where we want to be. We want to be in this type of situation. Now, what if we lose the ball? If we lose the ball, first thing that we do, we try to pressure the player or players that have the ball in their feet, and we do that as we retrieve to defensive positions. So let me show it to you again. The central midfielder or whoever are the players that are around are going to try to put pressure. Everybody else is going to little by little come back and showing the movement individually, but these movements are collective. So we go back. Where should I be? What should I be doing? Remember that principle. And let's say that we don't steal the ball back, so we keep on retrieving to adopt our defensive positions. Remember, when we lose the ball, we don't just run backwards in panic. We have to keep on retrieving, keep on coming back. But as we come back, we try to steal the ball. Because if we steal the ball in the other team's field, that's better. And if we steal it in the midfield, that's better than stealing the ball in our defense, okay? So let's show the movement again. Now everybody together. We lose the ball, we're trying to pressure it. If we don't manage to take it, to recover it back, we need to get back to our positions and then mount here our 2 lines of 3, putting pressure on the players that are around. And remember, we want to be goal side and inside. All right, the other team is going to attack, and we're going to be doing this back and forth once and again and again and again, always trying to have a strong attack, but with a very well protected defensive line. As a matter of a review, we're going to see the movements now on the other side, on the left side. Remember, the left wing becomes the receiver of the ball. The left back remains around there as a line of defense in case that the left wing loses the ball. We don't want to leave a big space for a player stealing the ball to come in, so the left back remains there. The central midfielder is now going to move to a position where he can receive the ball. This hole is covered by the right winger. Our center back is going to adopt this position where he can be a second choice for a pass from the left winger when he receives the ball, and the right back is going to take the center. Again, in this way, we have our center line, which is the main access for the other team to come and score. We have it protected. All right, so then the goalie would pass the ball to the left winger, which would expeditiously, before receiving pressure, start moving the ball upwards, preferably to the central midfielder. As a secondary choice, if he's not under much pressure, he can play directly also with the center back that is transitioning into a center midfield position. Again, all the movements collectively shown, all at the same time. Once we're there, then the goalie receives, kicks the ball to the left wing. And that is all. Thank you very much.